Cait, please share with us what you think people need to know about the Constitution. This is, if we're living in America, what are our rights? What are they just asleep at the wheel about? What do you want them to know?
Definitely. I mean, I think that everybody should have a great education on the Constitution. You can look it up and read it yourself. I have a website where I have some really great educational resources on the Constitution. My website's www.studentsagainstmandates.com. And, I also recommend people read the Federalist Papers, which is a really great kind of insight to what individual rights are. I think right now we're seeing this switch in society where people are talking about community rights. And community rights completely eliminate this concept of individual rights and freedoms. And that's what our Constitution was built upon, is the individual right and individual sovereignty to own yourself, to own your property, to not have to answer to other people. And we have all these governmental agencies that we somehow have to answer to. And, it's completely unconstitutional, but people do not really realize what rights they have. I also think, depending on what state you're from, you can look up your state's own constitution. New York State Constitution has explicit written out rights and laws, which are really great information to read. Also, in regards to exemptions to vaccines, each state has their own set of laws within that. So I think it's really important for people that are looking for exemptions to vaccines to read through, your state's law in regards to religious exemptions or medical exemptions. Some states have personal objections to vaccines, which is really great. And so it's just important to stay updated on that. We elect people into office every few years, and we kind of close our eyes to whatever they're doing, thinking that they're protecting us, and oftentimes they're not. And so it's our duty as citizens to ensure that our freedoms are protected. That's what needs to be protected by government, is our freedoms, not our safety, not our health. We as individual people are responsible for our own health. We're responsible for what we put into our body, what we eat, how we move about our life in regards to getting enough sleep, trying to reduce stress. And these are all, a lot of chronic illnesses are caused by stress, or stress makes them 100 times worse. And so when we're thinking about, protecting our own health and, eating food that's not processed, getting our food locally, these are all ways to keep yourself healthy. And so, like you said before, that information is not out to the public. You have to find it yourself. The same thing with the Constitution. We're not taught people aren't taught the Constitution in school. Luckily for me, I was homeschooled. And so, I got a great education in U.S. history, in my rights and freedoms as an individual. And so it's important to just stay educated, to look up what rights you have underneath the law and exercise them in any capacity. Whether that's just, going to a board meeting and speaking out, whether it's having a conversation one-on-one with somebody saying, well, actually, you have rights and freedoms and you don't have to get this shot and you have to exercise them. And I think what has to happen right now is resistance, is if we resist the tyranny, even if people, they decide to get the shot, okay, whatever, if you want to get the shot, that's your personal decision. That if you feel uncomfortable, if somebody is, asking you questions, well, did you get the shot? Kind of intimidating you, making you answer them and explain your personal private medical information, because that's what it is. It's private medical information. That information doesn't need to be shared with anybody. And so the fact that, people are being coerced into that, if you even got the shot, you can say, actually, it's unlawful of you to ask me that question repeatedly. I do not have to answer that question because that's private medical information. And I choose not to respond. I plead the fifth. You don't have to answer to people and say that. But right now, I know when employers are forcing people to give their vaccine information, and if they don't, they have to wear a mask. They have to, isolate themselves. They have to get tested weekly. The same thing for college students. So I know college students are in a really tough predicament right now, and I fear for them. I'm going to Boston University this fall, and so I will be in this same situation. I have a longstanding religious exemption. I will never get this COVID shot. I will never take another vaccine, or I'll never take a vaccine in my life. Regardless whether it's under emergency use authorization or not. I'm a healthy individual. I protect my immune system, and I follow medical medium. I don't know if you follow medical medium, but I drink celery juice regularly. I drink almost a gallon of water every day. I'm healthy. I stay healthy, and I have no plans on getting vaccinated for any vaccine. And so, and that will remain true. I'm not going to jeopardize my health for my college education. I'm not going to jeopardize my health for anything. My health is so essential. It's so important. I was just watching a video with my mom earlier today of a mother of three. She's a young mother with three sons, and she now has Bell's palsy from the vaccine, in addition to other neurological conditions, and her life will never be the same.